Welcome to the deep dive. So if you've spent any time online this year, you've probably seen it. It's a flood.
Oh, absolutely. 1,000 promises.
1,000 promises of a quick hit AI side hustle, the one that's going to make you rich by next Tuesday.
Yeah.
Everyone's selling a course on it.
And the reality is, if the source material we've gathered is right, and this is based on some pretty extensive analysis, 99% of those hustles are functionally a waste of your time.
A total waste.
They don't scale, the market's already commoditized, or they require this massive, often hidden upfront investment.
And that lack of scalability, that's the real killer. So our mission today is to cut right through all that noise. We want to give you a definitive, no BS guide to finding the realistic paths.
Right.
We're ranking every major AI hustle out there based on hard data, trying to find those hidden gems that can actually get you to an extra, say, $5,000 to $10,000 a month, something that builds a future, not just a quick paycheck.
And I think it's crucial for you to trust the results here. The power behind this ranking system. It's not just theory. The analysis is from someone who has generated over $7 million in revenue from these exact types of businesses.
7 million.
And, maybe more importantly, analyze the real-world results of over 230,000 AI entrepreneurs in his community. So this is basically battlefield intelligence.
Okay, let's unpack the foundation of this ranking then, because just talking about quick cash, that's a trap. The source uses a really rigorous 50-point scale based on 5 crucial criteria. And if you get these 5 points, you can really assess any side hustle for yourself.
Exactly. You have to balance the immediate reward with the long-term strategic value. So the first 2 criteria are all about that financial and career payoff. Number 1, skills gained.
Skills gained.
How valuable are the skills you learn going to be in 5, maybe 10 years? A good hustle has to teach you something that lasts. Then number 2 is earnings potential. I mean, is the ceiling high enough to actually hit that $5K to $10K a month goal, or is it capped out at a few $100?
Then you get into the practical stuff, the barriers. Number 3, ease of getting clients. Is your service easy to explain? Can you show the value quickly? Because if your sales pitch takes 3 hours,
it's not a side hustle.
It's not a side hustle. Exactly.
And criteria number 4 is all about the future, long-term potential. Can this thing actually grow beyond a side hustle? Can it become a real business, something with employees, or something you could even sell one day?
And the final one, which is it's absolutely critical if you're just starting out, is beginner friendliness. This basically scores the hustle on total risk. How much time, and more importantly, how much money do you have to sink in before you see a single dollar back?
What's really fascinating here is how often beginners confuse that immediate tiny cash flow like, selling a few AI graphics on Fiverr with building long-term valuable skills. If you just focus on those D-tier ideas for a quick buck, you completely miss out on learning things like AI automation or vibe coding, which will pay off exponentially for years.
So we're prioritizing that long-term skill building.
That's the whole game.
All right, let's jump straight into the top, the S tier. These are the models that you, the listener, should be focusing on for, massive growth and real financial independence.
The first S-tier play is the AI automation agency, or AAA for short.
Yeah.
And what makes this different is that it's not just a trending hashtag. This is a proven, durable business model. I mean, the source has personally seen this work for tens of thousands of people, often people with absolutely no tech background at all.
I really like the comparison he makes to the early internet days. You said this is like history repeating itself. So when the web first came out, businesses had no clue how to get online.
None.
And the people who helped them build their first website, they became, foundational consultants. Is the AI automation agency really that same role today?
It is, but with a different focus. I mean, back then it was about presence, just getting online. Today it's about efficiency. It's about survival. Businesses are just lost on how to use AI beyond, typing a prompt into ChatGPT. And AAA is the guide. You show them where and how AI can automate their core business functions, not just for savings, but for a radical increase in speed and quality.
And the real breakthrough here, what makes this even possible for a beginner, is the use of no-code tools. Can you explain that a little? What's the mechanism?
Absolutely. You don't need to go learn Python. The vast majority of these AAA success stories, they rely on connecting existing tools platforms like Zapier or Make to the big language models via their APIs.
So it's like digital plumbing.
That's a perfect analogy. You're building these powerful custom workflows with simple drag-and-drop interfaces. So, for example, instead of a receptionist answering the same 50 qualifying questions for a real estate office all day,
Hmm.
you can build an AI agent that handles all that pre-screening on its own. It qualifies leads instantly before a human ever has to get involved. That's a super high-value, repeatable service.
And when you look at the scoring, I mean, the AAA is just off the charts.
Hmm.
The skill you gain integrating AI into business systems, that is arguably the single most valuable skill right now.
Hmm.
And the long-term potential, you can scale that up to target entire industries.
Correct. And that brings us to the second S-tier contender, vibe coding websites for local businesses.
Okay, vibe coding. I know it sounds a little bit like marketing jargon.
It does, it does. But the underlying skill you're learning here is profound.
I agree. The name is catchy, but the strategy behind it is genius. So this is all about using these powerful LLM-driven development tools. The source mentions one called Bolt Lovable, which you can think of as a sort of custom AI builder that turns your descriptions into actual code
Right.
to build these stunning professional custom websites just by describing what you want, the features, the colors, the whole vibe.
And the real prize here isn't even the website itself. It's the skill you gain. It's the ability to generate usable software from, complex human language.
Right.
That ability to vibe code. It unlocks real software creation, which is still one of the most reliable paths to long-term wealth. You're not just building sites, you're learning to be an architect.
What really pushes this into S tier for me, especially for a beginner, is that client acquisition strategy. It completely solves that ease of getting clients problem we talked about.
Oh, it's brilliant. The whole strategy is you find a local business, a dentist, a restaurant, a law firm, whatever, with a website that just looks, dated.
Like it was made in 2005.
Exactly. You spend a couple of hours at home, use the AI tools to build a stunning, fully realized replacement, and then you show it to the owner
Yeah.
live on their screen. You're not pitching an idea, you're showing them a finished product.
And you offer it for, what, $500?
1,000, depending on complexity, yeah.
You literally create the product before you sell it. It removes all the risk, all the doubt for the client. That just makes the sale incredibly fast. And it's scalable. Plus, starting with websites can easily progress into building custom apps or even your own little micro SaaS products. It just ticks all the boxes.
Okay, so moving on from the guaranteed winners in the S tier, let's talk about the A tier and some of the high potential B tier options. These are really solid, but they might require a bit more specialization or maybe a certain creative drive.
We definitely need to spotlight the A tier version of freelance writing, which is AI SEO specialization. The source is really clear on this. If you're just offering generic blog posts or email copy, that's C tier, maybe lower.
It's completely commoditized.
So where's the competitive edge here? What makes this A tier?
The edge is that you're solving an urgent and, frankly, a deeply frightening problem for businesses. Companies that live and die by being found online, they are terrified of becoming invisible as search shifts away from just keywords.
Right, towards conversational AI.
Exactly. If someone asks ChatGPT for a recommendation for a local accountant, how does your client make sure they get mentioned? That's the problem you solve.
So it's not just about, better keyword research.
Yeah.
Where does the AI specialization really come in beyond just writing faster?
It's about structuring the content completely differently. You're creating articles that are designed to be easily ingested and recommended by the AI models themselves. You're optimizing for the LLM's brain, not just for Google's algorithm. And that specialized knowledge, it transforms a low-value writing service into a high-value strategic consultation. Businesses will pay big retainers to solve that fear of just disappearing.
Another strong A tier is on the visual side. AI-powered social media content creation. So this is basically modern design and video freelancing, just supercharged.
Totally. The competitive edge is all speed and cost. You can use AI to create these high-quality images, animations, short-form video ads, and you can do it faster, cheaper, and often with a better aesthetic than a traditional slow agency can. The leverage is just immense.
And the sales strategy is key here, too. It's that same vibe coding model again. You don't bother with pitch decks. You walk into a local shop, for instance, not with a proposal, but with a folder full of stunning product photos or video ads you already made for them.
Using their own branding.
Right. And that tangible, instant demo just makes the sale 1,000 times easier.
Okay, now let's look at B tier. This is where the potential is still really high, but the barrier to entry starts to go up. A great example is the AI influencer model.
AI influencer. So this is where you're using AI image and video tools to create a fictional character.
Yeah.
Like that Rastafarian monkey, jar monkey was the example.
Yeah, or Bigfoot vlogs.
Right.
And you earn money through brand deals once you build an audience.
So why is this only B tier? I mean, the tools are easy to use, and the earnings potential is technically limitless if you go viral.
It fails the beginner friendliness criteria for one simple reason. It relies entirely on you, the creator, being consistently creative, funny, engaging, and a brilliant marketer. The AI can make the content, but the huge task of building an audience, coming up with funny ideas every single day, that's a massive, non-replicable barrier for most people. You're basically trading technical skill for artistic and marketing genius.
And the other big B tier is AI consulting. The income potential is obviously massive there, helping big companies adopt AI strategies.
But this one has that classic chicken and egg problem. To be a good consultant, one who can charge high rates, you need real-world demonstrable experience. You need credibility, a personal brand.
So where do you get that?
Well, the source suggests that practically most successful consultants start by running an AI automation agency first. That hands-on work lets them solve real problems and build the credibility they need before they can go and do high-level advisory work. So it's a B-tier destination, but you often have to start in the S-tier to get there.
Okay, let's pivot hard now. We have to talk about the dangerous plays, the dead ends, the models that are just going to drain your time and your money. Looking at the F tier, this is mostly about failing on beginner friendliness and earnings potential.
And we have to start with the source's biggest warning: AI-powered dropshipping. The marketing for this is so seductive. Use AI to find winning products, build your store in 5 minutes. It sounds like the ultimate shortcut.
It's not.
But it completely fails that low-risk side hustle test.
So what's the fatal flaw? Why does it fall apart?
It's not the store setup, that part's easy. It's the hidden, massive capital you need. Drop shipping means spending thousands and thousands on advertising.
On Facebook or TikTok ads.
Just to find one winning product, just to figure out who to even sell it to. The source creator shared this really powerful story. He lost all his savings, multiple times. It took him 14 months to make his first dollar of actual profit.
That 14-month story is everything. It's not just the cash he lost over a year of his life on a model that demands huge upfront risk. It just completely defeats the purpose of an accessible side hustle.
Exactly. It's a full-time, high-capital business that's just disguised as a low-effort side hustle. Now, another one in the F tier is AI-assisted resume writing.
This one seems so obvious.
It's just a poor business model from the ground up. A total failure on ease of getting clients.
Why is that? I mean, people are always looking for jobs, right?
Yes, but you're trying to sell a high-cost service, to say $500 to people who are, by definition, broke. They don't have a steady income. It's just, it's an uphill battle to convince someone in financial distress to spend half a month's rent on a resume rewrite.
Right. And then there's video captioning services. This one really hits that obsolescence problem square on.
You're selling a low-value service, adding captions or dubbing that the platforms themselves, like YouTube and TikTok, are aggressively solving with their own built-in AI. Selling something that is going to be completely obsolete in 6 months is it's a strategic dead end. The skills you gain are minimal, and the earnings potential is crashing to zero.
And just to round out the low tiers, let's touch on a couple from the D tier that fail because of what? Bad motivation or just high risk. First, publishing AI-generated low-content books on Amazon, like coloring books.
Right. While you can, technically, make some money, it just lacks any kind of motivational engine. You end up on this treadmill of having to publish hundreds, maybe thousands, of these low-effort books just to see any real income. That just guarantees burnout. It kills the longevity.
And the last one, AI-generated travel itineraries. The flaw here seems simple, but it's huge. High stakes.
Very high stakes. Travel is often one of the biggest expenses people have all year. They want it to be perfect. If you give them bad advice, if the AI messes up a booking, you risk getting absolutely crushed by nasty reviews. There's just too much money and emotional capital on the line. It's way too high risk for a beginner. So let's just summarize the core philosophy behind this whole analysis. The ranking system really shows that the key differentiator, the thing that separates long-term freedom from just chasing digital dust, is focusing on those S-tier options.
Yeah.
They are essential because the skills you gain, AI automation and vibe coding, those are strategic assets. They will future-proof your income.
You really have to prioritize the learning. I mean, the success we saw in the source material didn't come from a quick hack. It came from hands-on learning, from building scalable businesses, and from gaining real credibility. That ability to build a robust business, that's the real promise here.
And that leads us to the final crucial lesson, one that trips people up even in the S tier. And that's that the product or the service is only half the battle. We saw this clearly with the D-tier example of AI-powered newsletters.
Right. The AI can do 90% of the writing, the research. It can automate the content creation part.
But the real monumental task is the marketing, the audience building. The newsletter space is completely oversaturated, and building an email list of tens of thousands of subscribers, which is what you need to make any real money, that is a monumental, non-AI automatable task, especially for a beginner.
You just can't ignore the marketing grind.
You can't. And focusing on those S-tier hustles, it forces you to solve that client acquisition problem right away. That's why the models where you can show the work first score so high. You have to get good at both building and selling.
So here's the final provocative thought for you, the listener, as you think about where to put your energy this quarter. If you were forced to choose just one skill to learn today, one that would be guaranteed to be invaluable for the next 5 to 10 years, a skill that could unlock financial freedom, which one would you bet on? Mastering high-value AI automation for established businesses, or mastering vibe coding to build and own your own software? And why would that choice be the better investment in your future?